What's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot?
You're filming as you go, are you?
I certainly am, sir.
What's the one way to travel?
Yep.
$3, sir.
You got it. I heard the price went up.
Yeah, 1st of June.
Yeah. So is it busy?
Yeah, fairly busy.
Is it?
Today's
I didn't see many
slow.
cars coming this way.
No, today's slow. I don't know what's going on today.
Well, I thought I had a couple extra loonies here. I'm sure I do. How long does it take to get over?
Oh, 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day now.
You too. What do we got there, mackerel?
Yeah.
All right.
School there. Water truck.
This is an amazing plant. Gas is pumped from Sable Island, from the ocean floor, to this spot, which is over 100 miles away, and then from here it's pumped through Nova Scotia, down New Brunswick, through Maine into Massachusetts. Unfortunately, all of it's being used for the US. None of it gets used in Nova Scotia or New Brunswick. And I think they want to kind of create the infrastructure that they'll need to try at least to get gas down to Halifax.
We have North Venture production platform. We have North Triumph production platform. We have our Tebow processing facility, which basically takes the gas liquids from both of these infrastructures, and then we've got actually wells on Tebow, and from there we process them.
Yeah.
And from there, once they're processed, it comes along the subsea pipeline into Gold Barrel slug catcher into the plant, and the gas heads off down to the States, and the liquids are sent up to the fractionation plant up at Point Tupper in Cape Breton.
How we doing, Blaze?
Not too bad, Gino.
That's good. What are you watching for?
Well, right now we're just starting to bring condensate into the plant from our slug catcher. The slug catcher is at the front end of our plant. That separates the condensate from our gas streams.
This is the control center?
This is pretty well the main control center. Everything seems to comes into here and leaves from here. Comes from the offshore to Gold Barrel, and the gas leaves from here to their markets in the United States. And our condensate leaves here and goes to our fractionation plant in Point Tupper. So I guess this
And what that condensate? What is made out of that?
Well, the condensate is just a liquid that comes in from the wells, and that's
What is that, like water?
Yeah, no, it's propane, butane, heavier condensates.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, heavier hydrocarbons. So it is.
What does gas look like when you suck it out of the ground?
Well, if you looked at it in the jug, it just looks like dirty water. And that alarm you're just hearing is just indicating that we have a low flow coming into the tower. And that would be normal as we're just starting to bring flow in, and then
right.
Once you get the tower online, we just start to bring more flow into it. But we
How is it propelled through the pipe?
Strictly on the pressure coming out of the wells.
Is that right?
It's got enough pressure to push it right through the pipeline, right into the plant.
The drilling rigs that are used by Sable and most oil companies today are leased through second partners. So it's an independent drilling company that'll come in and provide the service. They're hired for a term or per well or whatever number of wells they've agreed to drill. So it's basically how that works.
How often do the helicopters work back and forth? They bring the guys back and forth.
Yep, the guys offshore work 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, but I think basically from my understanding there's a flight out every day. and there's a boat stationed offshore, a support vessel that's there 24 hours a day. That's in case any type of problem arises, they can get the guys off.
Out there too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
and do they fly to Halifax?
The guys, when they change shift, yep, they basically fly to Halifax. I've been seconded, which means I'm basically on loan. I live in Alberta,
Okay.
which is out west in Canada, and I've working with one of the parent companies, which is Mobil. I've been with Mobil Oil Canada for 20 years and had the opportunity to come east and be a part of this project. They wanted some extra help on their starting up and commissioning, and I thought it was a great opportunity to see a part of Canada I've never seen and work with a bunch of new people and be a part of this this great project that's been undertaken here now.
What is that right there? That's just art?
No, that's I don't know if you're familiar with the drilling industry. That's a drill bit. That would be inverted. This point pointing down, it would be
Yes.
attached to a drill stem.
That's
that
what it looks like.
round and round and round and round and goes in through the rock. Eh? Like there's
Oh,
different types of drill
wow.
stems, but as you can
That
probably
is
see,
so
it's
cool to see.
diamond tipped. Eh? Like if you feel it, there's actually diamonds.
Is this an original one, or is this just
No, this
made
is the bit.
This is the bit?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is
So it drilled. This is the first bit that drilled the first reservoir section on Venture. Grab a truck. I'll just let Blaze know we're going out.
So it comes right out of the ground, right to here.
Right.
And then it's pumped.
Again, it free flows at this point. There's no pumping involved. It's free flowing right from the reservoir.
Right.
It basically enters off to the right, where you can see the risers. Basically enters those fingers, and from that point, the gas and the liquids are separated with internal baffles within those pipes. The liquids will drop off the bottom and run down those. There's 8 long fingers that run parallel to each other. This vessel here is basically what we call the pig receiver. Offshore, probably on most pipelines, in order to push liquids, sweep liquids from the line, displace liquids that are contained within the line, or even to clean the inside of the wall of the pipe, will run a pig. And again, we're not referring to the farm type, but is basically just a cylindrical object. Can either be made out of soft foam or heavy steel with rubber suction cups, and it occupies the full space of the pipe and then basically is pushed along by the momentum of the gas and is scraping the sides of the pipeline, as well as displacing any liquids that are trapped into low-lying spots within the pipeline.
That's what keeps it clean?
Basically, yes. And then the pigs are reusable, so what we would do is enter into the pig receiver,
Yeah.
and once we have the pig, we'd
That's
isolate
that
it.
white part. That's the white thing.
Exactly, yeah. We'd retrieve the pig, isolate it, the pig would be removed, cleaned up, and then shipped back offshore via boat to be shipped back to us again.
Gosh. How long does it take for that pig to get from the 180 miles?
At a normal gas flow rate offshore would probably be 24 hours per pig. 2 tall towers you see, I'll just get them so we're not back to back.
Sure.
This tower in front of us would take the liquids from the slug catcher
Yep.
that I was referring to earlier.
Yep.
And what we want to do there is drive the light ends, any entrained light ends off the liquids. And what we do is we pump the liquids towards 3/4 of the way up the top of the tower, and as they're falling through, we've got hot vapors, gases traveling upwards. And basically what we're doing is boiling off, driving off any light ends contained in the condensate. And as the condensate continues falling down towards the tower, it's being stripped of these lighter ends. The lighter ends flash off the top. We compress them and introduce them back to the far end of the towers that we just visited. And as the heavier ends fall to the bottom, we now have what we call stabilized NGL, stabilized condensate. And from there, basically what we do is cool it and then ship it up to Point Tupper, Cape Breton for processing, where they process it into propane and butane.
None of your gas that you've been making here is for Nova Scotia. It's all for the States at this point.
At this time, it's basically all being shunted down to the eastern states. But at this time, the infrastructure is being developed and implemented where the gas that we are processing here, the Nova Scotians or the people of Eastern Canada will be able to take advantage of themselves, which is the way it should be. You've got 2 pipelines within the trench. You've got an 8-inch line that are carrying liquids up to Point Tupper, and the 8-inch lateral beside that would be the gas that will supply gas to the Nova Scotia infrastructure.
Ah, they laid that. That was smart.
Right.
Might as well while you're there, right? Put two pipes down.
Exactly, yeah. The pipe is contained in sections within the hold of the ship. It's brought up, and it's like a moving pipe building factory. Basically, the joints are welded together, and as they're welded, they're coming off the back of the ship and come down or laid underwater, and then
Are they plastic or are they steel pipes?
they're steel pipes that are cement coated to ensure that the pipes stay firmly in place on the bottom of the ocean floor
Where
bed.
did you learn how to do all this stuff? Did you go to college for this?
Basically, I started the old-fashioned way, which was out in Alberta, in a small town, Turner Valley, is where I grew up, and Turner Valley was the birthplace of the oil industry in Alberta, and Alberta is the oil capital of Canada, and basically growing up in a small oil patch town would be like growing up in a small fishing town. You just naturally migrate towards the business, and started out doing menial labor and cleaning and roustabout type work, they call it, and just eventually evolved into what I'm doing today. So, but it's been great. I've enjoyed it. It's
You have a
good
family?
experience. Yes, I do. My family lives in Alberta, and I travel back and forth on a weekly basis. Fly back and forth from catch the plane in Halifax, and then fly back to a little town called Whitecourt, which is just 2 hours, northwest of Edmonton, Alberta. So
Every week you do?
every week, 7
the
days on,
weekend?
7 days on, 7 days off. So
Oh, all right.
Right, exactly.
So that's the good thing about working
Right,
for these.
exactly.
The rigs and the.
Right.
They give you the long hours, but then you've got the long time off.
Exactly right. Yeah, they're really flexible
good.
here. Yeah.